Where have you been hiding? I thought you were perfect in this film.
Oh, good.
You were amazing. I'm a huge fan of Divergent. I actually read all of the books, so I had been waiting for this movie. What did you think of 4 when you first read the script?
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I loved him. I thought immediately this guy has a feeling of an iconic character. You know, he has such an interesting background. His name, his kind of silent stillness, his danger, and on top of that, to me, he's like someone who's built up a lot of barriers because he's had a kind of damaged background. He also doesn't trust anyone, but then he's also quite quick to anger, which is kind of interesting dichotomy of things. But then through him falling in love with Tris, he starts to trust again, and he starts to open up, and you find that he's someone who is motivated by things of good things, morality. He's a good guy. He has a really strong kind of code of ethics in that old school warrior way.
He's a very admirable character.
Cool.
Coming into this audition process, they had been auditioning many actors for the part, but they hadn't found 4. So when you came in, what was your secret?
I don't know. I was probably my bad jokes. I was cracking really bad jokes throughout the test with Shay. No, I think it does help that I share some qualities that he has. I think there are things in him that I see in myself immediately, and immediately that makes it a bit easier. Also, I do think me being a bit older helps, because I always thought with him, there was this discussion about the age of the characters and specifically the age of him. I always thought he felt older even than the books, and I said this to Veronica because he feels a bit weathered, and he feels like he's experienced stuff, and as a result he's closed, and I think that kind of helps me being a bit older, maybe having a little bit more perspective, coming to acting a bit later. I don't know, maybe that. I'm grasping at straws, but...
Right. No, I can see that.
Okay,
I can definitely see that. I can see how that works. Physically, did you have to do a lot to get into this role? I mean, go ahead. I am all for this if you want to.
Of course.
Did you have to go through an extreme physical regimen?
Yes and no. It's not like I had to kind of put on 7 stone or lose 7 stone, but we had a month before, but then I wanted to put on some muscle. I wanted him to not be kind of steroid dude, but I wanted him to feel dangerous and feel like you don't want to mess with a guy. And then kind of brushing up on some of my kind of experience. I'm a big boxing fan, so doing some of that.
I do too.
Oh, nice.
Well, I don't want you to get sick. Well, now you better go wash your hands after this.
Where'd you do it?
I go to, do you know Terrible Terry Norris? He's a
No,
retired boxing champion.
No.
He has a studio in Hollywood, and I box with him.
Nice.
And he told me that I am pretty strong lately, so you wouldn't want to get in a fight with me. So I've been asking everyone if the fear landscape if it were a real thing, what would we see in your simulation?
You would see me naked running down the street being chased by a banana. No, I don't know. I was going to say,
you must not be afraid of the naked thing, because just a few seconds ago you were starting to take your shirt off.
I'm not particularly afraid of that. What would I be? Sharks, being torn apart by a shark underwater.
That is what my fear landscape would be. It would be just treading water, deep ocean, with potential sharks around me, and that sounds awful, right?
Yeah.